many of you guys are just fired up and excited about 2014? As human beings, we are instinctively optimistic creatures. We tend to believe in a better tomorrow, even if yesterday maybe wasn't quite as good as we had hoped. People here are 100% responsible for generating their own income. Wow. Take a look around, guys. Seriously, this is awesome. Me too, by the way. We eat what we kill, right? Isn't that what they say? It's my kind of audience. Because I've been self-employed since 2002. And it's been a struggle. Honestly, it's been not easy for me. Maybe it hasn't been easy for you either. So I'm going to do something tonight which is, a bunch of my friends tell me that this is a really bad idea. And it's something I've never done before, but Brian told me a lot about what this evening was all about, and so I thought maybe this was an opportunity to share some of that stuff. And I'm going to do it anyway, against the better judgment of some of my friends, because I think that maybe some of you might be, truthfully, I'm hoping that many of you will be able to relate to it yourselves. So, are you ready? I don't know if I heard that. Are you guys ready? Yeah. All right. So here are my monthly credit card balances for the last 7 years. Right here at the beginning, this was a pretty exciting time. This was, my credit card balances were going up, okay? So the higher the thing is, it means my credit, I owed more, my debt was rising, okay? But this was pretty exciting for me because I was chasing my dream, right? So I was okay with the balances going up because it was my dream. But maybe about a year in, it started getting a little bit scary because I'd never had credit card balances that high before. But then after that, I had a short period that I now realize was beginner's luck. So, I thought I was turning the corner. I was like, I'm going to be rich by summer. Haven't you felt that way at one time or another? I've felt that way I couldn't even tell you how many times I've felt that way. But anyway, I paid my debts down a little bit. But then things started to get difficult. There's a great saying about entrepreneurship. It goes like this. It's kind of like wrestling with a gorilla. You don't quit when you're tired. You quit when the gorilla's tired. But I learned something through this process, and this is the important part. I learned that the road to being is through doing. The road to being, no joke, guys. If you want to be happy, you need to do happy. You want to be healthy, you need to do healthy. If you want to be successful, you got to do successful. You got to find people who are doing successfully, who are doing well, and find a way to do what they're doing. And I remember it was a Thursday evening, and I was literally sitting on my desk drinking a beer, and I was in front of, this is a true story, guys, and I had my computer in front of me, and I was brainstorming. I was like, what can I do to get my business going, right? And I thought, I should speak at a conference. And I know it sounds obvious, right? But at the time, I'd never done it before, so I was like, it's a new idea to me. So I went to Google, and I searched for the phrase Internet Marketing Conference, because I was kind of focused on internet marketing at the time. That was a more popular phrase back then than it is today. But anyway, it turns out there actually is an Internet Marketing Conference, right? So that came right up. And I went to the website. This was the website. But at the time, this conference was taking place in Stockholm, Sweden. And I was like, oh boy, it's not really what I had in mind. But they had a little tab that said speaker, and I clicked on it, and then there was a description, and there was a link there that said submit a proposal. And so all of a sudden, now I'm looking at this online form, and I was like, holy smokes, should I fill this out? And so, guys, I'm just playing it out for you, okay? But I came up with a great title that day, and the title of your program as a speaker, as it turns out, is quite important. And I came up with a great, no joke, it was a great title. I came up with, I don't know if you can read this, but it was, I proposed a session called Monetizing Trust, Leading Your Audience from Rapport to Revenue. That was a kick-ass title. And I'm sure the beer, probably has something to do with it. So anyway, I clicked submit. I didn't expect, guys, I was like nobody, right? I hadn't published any books or anything. I was basically new at speaking. I'd never spoken at a conference, so I was totally a newbie, okay? So I submitted, I didn't expect to hear anything, and sure enough, like on the Friday, this was a Thursday, so Friday I didn't hear anything. There was nothing on Saturday, nothing on Sunday. I woke up on Monday morning. Seriously, guys, you have no idea. And there was an email that had come in at 2 o'clock in the morning, which is like the middle of the day in Stockholm, right? Saying, we're interested in your proposal. And I was like, oh my God, right? But the emails started going back and forth, and sure enough, a couple months later, I went to Stockholm and spoke in this conference. And it was unbelievable, seriously. But here's the important part, guys, and you have to think about your own business when I'm saying this, okay? When I got there, they told me that listen to this, the reason they picked me was because I was an American from Silicon Valley. Are you kidding? Right? There's 7 million people who are in that category. It's nothing special here, but in Sweden, that's something special. Can you believe it? Think about your assets, right? This is an asset I never even knew I had. I'm not kidding. I never knew that was an asset. In Sweden, it's an asset. You know what else they told me? They told me that I was the only American who submitted a proposal. Really? So by going to the other side of the world, I eliminated my competition. Right? Like there was no competition. Because, see, here's the thing, guys, and this is a critical point I'm telling you, this is the center of my life right now. When you think bigger, and I'm not talking a little bit bigger, I'm talking like way bigger, you eliminate your competition. Because everyone else is too busy chasing realistic goals. Screw realistic goals. I'm not saying it's going to work every time, right? But why chase the same goal that everyone else has, which is just a little bit bigger than this year? Screw that. I'll shoot for the big one because I had very little competition. And seriously, I got credibility in Sweden because I was an American from Silicon Valley. And then when I came home, I got credibility at home because I spoke in Sweden. So, I was sold, right? And I started sending marketing literally all over the world with these cheesy envelopes with my mug all over the front. I wouldn't show this envelope to my friends, aside from you. And I sent this stuff all over the world, okay? And what ended up happening, see, this whole started right at the beginning of my process. It was right at the very beginning, right? But I swear to God, this one thing was the reason that I could hang on long enough to find that combination of things that would make the career sustainable in the end. And I'll tell you about that in a second. But this one trick, this one hack, what's your hack, right? Your life hack. This was my hack. I found a way, I put all my energy into getting these crazy international gigs because it was building my credibility here at home. The hardest place to get paid to speak is in your own backyard. Go to Dubai, all of a sudden, you're someone special. Are you kidding? It's true. Try it. It's a true story. The fastest way to become a millionaire is to start out as a billionaire and then start an airline. The fastest way to get to the top floor of a skyscraper is to parachute down onto it from above. Guys, I believe this is possible today. No joke. This is my life. and you don't have to agree with me, but I believe I believe that if you just do the things that the leaders in your industry are doing and think bigger and take action, that you can literally come down onto your goals from above. I believe that's possible today. So thank you for being here, and I'm passing it back to Brian. Thank you. Give it up for Patrick.